turkey rhubarb, which I am told has a very similar dance here called Patsy-Healy, yeah?
Patsy-Healy.
Patsy-Healy.
Or Patsy-Healy.
Yes, I knew I needed her for the Irish bit. What we'd like to do is to have a little go at doing a few parts of turkey rhubarb and then play Patsy-Healy through. Maybe you'll do a bit of that.
Yes, we'll do a bit of turkey rhubarb first, just music, so that you can listen to how similar turkey rhubarb tune is to Patsy-Healy tune. Now the dances are a bit different, but the tunes are very, very similar. So listen to a bit of turkey rhubarb first. Somebody to play a bit of Patsy-Healy for us now, so we get to sing. Comparison while the music is still in the air. Hi, Karen Shaw. We start off with turkey rhubarb then. Which way? Be on your own. Come and join us. like Patsy Haley for starters, and then we get more Cornish involved as the music goes on. Jimmy Hickey.
I should say about the Patsy Haley. I think it's the real name of the Patsy Haley is called Versavina. It was probably brought from the European country by all the troops who were involved in the Spanish Wars. And I think that's where it came from, the Versavina. And we're doing a short version. There is a longer version of the dance, which when we just do the short version. There's a group knocking the horn tonight. Knocking the horn it's a place, it's the home of dancing, really, home of dancing music. And it's down there, I was explaining the slide the last time, that's where all the slide music came from. There's a knocking the horn down around that area, stopped it in, knocking the horn around that area. So with the knocking the horn gets more. If you're watching dancing their set, you'll notice that they're on a different set from the Kelly set, which is very nice. The hill by the river, traditional knocking a horn, or connecting a horn, it's the hill by the river.
I know any of you remember the time that Mick Fogarty lost his age. Mick, he was 70 and he knew it, and of course he was entitled to the pension. But there was no accountable in book or paper, no one will bar it. And of course on account of that night I couldn't give him the pension because I wasn't sure what he said. Well, he came before the canon. There was a special pension committee, and of course the old people thought at the time that there was a big man over in London paying the pension out of his own pocket, a man called John Bull, not Siamsa the other. Well, it was over in London, of course, the government was at the time, and God knows people didn't know just. Well, anyway, this committee was formed, and the canon, he was at the head of it. He said that an affidavit could be sworn, and he said to me, right, that if you could remember any big event from his life, from his youth, maybe they could date him from that. So the canon said, maybe you can remember the Glen benedictions, or maybe the moving bomb of Guinea. So he said he didn't, but he said that he remembered the first spuds that were ever cooked by electricity. It was only in the town about 2 years at the time. What a story you have for us, says the canon. So the child in the cradle can remember that. Can you remember, says the canon, anything like, for example, you know, to say, Ihan the Grey Hamoire, the night of the big wind, that happened out with information in 1839, that's a long time ago. And Mick said he did, and till that I'm coming to say. I was a younger son, to say, of 17 at the time. I was domestic history in Bahir, and we had the spuds washing with him down the pan over the fire. When all of a shot what happened, it was the 6th of January, the doors flew open, and a hurricane came in, and it swept the roof off over our heads. And we were in an awful state. My mother got an awful fright, and she asked me, would I carry her a few fields down to a neighbour's house, where the wind got the roof of Teach Siamsa. So I said I wouldn't. I cut her off my wall like that, and I took her out in the yard. Here she was a thin, spare, lively woman, one of the Hennetons, Lizzie Casey, you know her canon. So the canon said he did. Wel, chwm ar y mach di'n chlos, agos fi am ar y mo, agos dwrt ma gofel, gwrdd si size 4, agos o'r ein yr asdi'n ti, agos y sial ddal. So, was y staff reis di'n dig, and I left her outside, but before I went in, I had to consider the wind. So what did I do? I left her down on the ground, and I moved to be the only way. I left her, so I took off my belt, and I tied her onto a scarf of my garden, and I went in. And while I was inside the second time, another gush of wind came, and it took a pot of potatoes up from the fire, and took them up the chimney, what was left of it. And as it emerged above it, the top potatoes and all, it was met by a flash of lightning like that, and it was sent sailing across the sky like a harvest moon. Onto stay, Chui me mach and yelled in Baher, and when I got out, she was gone. Tom Bush now. Well, taking into account the direction of the wind, I put stones in my pocket to weigh myself down, and I followed a certain direction, and there I found my mother, and she was sitting on the shady side of a ditch, on a flag, and onto stay, caught the also Cornish, only she turned to me and she says, "A great wonder," says she, "you wouldn't bring a grain of salt." For there sitting in front of her was the pot of potatoes, and she was eating the first buds that were ever cooked by electricity. For the Mobile and Pinchen, I was not Mahavisha tweet to get. Schnell scale, Mahavia, out here,
Without further ado, I present to you for your judgment, John Brosnan from Larrison Pond and Killarney. on the next act, I'd like to congratulate John and Noreen on their marriage and we wish them all the best of luck. Thank you.
These are both half sets of dances which were danced at different times in Cornwall. One of them is a very elegant, slow one which was danced in the sort of stately homes in Cornwall, the old big houses. And the second one is a dance which was used much later on, in a completely different time, a polka time, and a very much faster pace altogether. So we do the two, oh dear, one after the other, won't we? Okay.
Now I want to call on Jack Leahy and Mary Kelly from Lixnaw. I think Mary is going to start with the slow air, and then we'll have some lively tunes from both of them, and we'll give you more. Chin Joel, go on with Sean there, Fergus Small Mechanic. Nish, Ta, Blomring Cordian Shaw on Tohan. And to finish up, we'll have Woody Goggin to dance the old North Kerry style. So, there we are, we'll leave it over to Caldwell, and I'm sure it will entertain you highly. Thank you very much. Two ladies dancing with Willie Goggin were Kay and Angela Moriarty, two beautiful sisters. Thank you very much.
Vi måste båda.
When the set is going on, with the young children, Jack said you might join in the playing of the polka sets. There, anybody that plays it in whisper and things like that. Okay? Right, that'll be good. Okay, Michael is a budding young comedian, a budding young actor, a very good musician, a well-established musician already. So, lots of things, but he refused to do certain things tonight. He wanted to play the tune, first of all, and after that, I leave him to do the rest. Okay.
I am a little beggar man, and begging I have been for 3 more in this little island green. I know from the Liffey right up to Killaloe, and I know by the name of old Johnny Doo. Diddly-diddle-dum, dum, diddly-diddle-dum, diddly-diddle-dum, dum, diddly-diddle-diddle-dum, diddly-diddle-dum, dum, diddly-diddle-dum, diddly-diddle-dum, dum, diddly-diddle-dum, diddly-diddle-dum, dum, diddly-diddle-dum, diddly-diddle-dum, dum, diddly-diddle-dum, for all the going to and begging is the best to show the when the man is ready. He can sit down, ready, he can make for his money. He has nothing else to do. Just skip around the corner with the old sister.
Now, what Michael doesn't know is a little story I was told just a while ago, so you continue on there from that until what happened today.
Well, come to you, it's always been happening on. We've always been so welcome here. It's nearly our second home. When somebody comes and makes us extra welcome, we really appreciate it. In this, I came up to us this afternoon. We're trying to get all our equipment out of the bus, all the kids out of the bus. We've 2 sick children with us, which wasn't helping. And he came and he carried stuff. And we didn't even know his name. He just made us so welcome. It was fantastic. We haven't got much. We'd like to give him some badges and a flashlight.
Jimmy Hickey and John Stack together.
which comes from Boscastle, which is in the north half of Cornwall, on the coast, which faces Ireland. And when we were doing some studies into the dances, we went up there and we got into Boscastle, talking to the old gentleman there, and we found this dance and one other dance, which are very, very similar to dances from over here. You see the similarities when it's done. The other one's a broomstick dance, which again is very similar to here. And the theory was that the migration of Celts, it was a natural migration. It was where the Irish would have landed in Cornwall, they would have landed in the Boscastle area because it was the closest part. And this was where the dancers came over from here to Cornwall, and the similar dances were built up, and the same would have happened. The Cornish would have come across here in times long ago. This is called Boscastle Breakdown. It's still done by the old men of Boscastle, but it was dying. We've now got it on film and it's been recorded, and we dance it and we're teaching it to children again, so it'll never die out of form all over again. Okay?
I haven't been step dancing as long as any of you. Dating back to the 1750s. So we know it was dance then, so it must have been danced before. As I say, it's our oldest dance, and it's a fun dance. He's got to his playing and he doesn't like it. He prefers to play the band. Oh yes, if it's saying low in the Perrin. In Cornwall we have a festival of Celts. It's called Low End of Perrin. It's where I come from in Cornwall, Perrin Port, which is about halfway down. It's right on the Atlantic coast and it's on the beach. We would love to see some of you there. Anne Kennedy runs the trip from Ireland. You're all welcome. We would love to be able to make you as welcome as you make us here. It's lots and lots of dancing, music, there's workshops all day long, and there's concerts at night. You can learn to do any of the dances from the other Celtic nations. You can teach us your dances. There are workshops on musical instruments and all sorts of things. So we'd love to see some of you there. Just get hold of Anne Kennedy and say you want to come and she'll give you all the details.
part of the country, but it's very popular down in the Sligo area, and the trade style, we shop with their own style of home.
All the way from Boston again. Eleanor Carney, daughter of the same Kate Carney, Angela McCarthy, and Marion Brown. Same music. Right. I promised her 3, I'll give her 1.
Can't be the part to our Cornish people here tonight and everybody else. But the stations are still being celebrated in the homes of North Kerry. Confessions and mass for all the neighbours young and old. It's a wonderful sense of togetherness. Homes are better now, more facilities than this present day. In those days, the women of the house came never yet have been the freedom for night before the day. The beds removed from the rooms to leave space for the neighbours and a place to celebrate Mass. I remember having 2 elderly people to erect the altar for the priest. Silver candlesticks, buckets of clean spring water, silver spoon and china cup and saucer, borrowed from the neighbours. I remember a very funny incident that happened the morning of the station. Poor Kate had a jug of cream she had skimmed from the jug. She handed the jug of cream to her husband Jack to eat on the table, which was all sent up for the priest. Holy smoke! When we had our backs turned, a big black had a spill of the cream and his head got stuck in the jug. Around the table the cat sprawled all over the white starched cloth. Both the good china which was borrowed from the neighbours. Poor Kate fainted with fright, and of course had nothing better to do but to grab the sheet from the bed and reset the table. With the dirt from the dresser, cracked cups and all. Jack made a roar of attack, who made off with his head still stuck in the chain and jug, never again to be seen. Now, this is the progress level. The preparing of the station morning came too soon. So much to be done, it was like a trip to the moon. For weeks decorating and cleaning the home, no time to dress yourself, no time to roam. The morning of the station was a terrible uproar. You could find the whole family sleeping on the floor. The table had been laid up the night before. Cream crackers, milk, sugar and biscuits below. The priest would arrive and the author set up. 2 sugar chairs on the table, saucer and cup. Basin of spring water, sauce in a plate. Flowers on the altar was nicely displayed. Confessions began in the parlour at ease. Mass had been celebrated by one of the priests. The sermon was usually bring peace to the home. God bless the family wherever they roam. All the neighbours would silently gather around. Till the station when it was played wouldn't hear a sound. May peace be to all people today. Then the priest of the church would go on his their way. When the mass was over, the feasting would start. The good china would be displayed at last. The wine and the whiskey would go around in a tray. And all would be happy going home that day. I mentioned there about a trip to the moon. If anyone of you looking for a ticket for a trip to the moon, you'll know how to find it. Thank you very much.
With a joint Cornish-Irish horn pipe, you know, at the end of the set. So could we have 4 Irish dances to partner with 4 Cornish dancers and then do a horn pipe? Where's Jimmy? Are you good? We need to check. Cornish participants tonight for the rest of the week. Now, can we finish with the Cornish and Irish national anthems? With the Cornish one first, please. Run. That's what we're doing.